Well, Cancer, this is a busy week for you, and it could be challenging, but not in a horrible way, actually in a really exciting way. We're going to get into the details and deeper. Cancer, this is your weekly astrology forecast from Born Without Boundaries Tarot. Welcome and thank you for clicking on my video and joining me at my tarot table. My name is Michelle, and this is Born Without Boundaries Tarot, the premiere of my 2 YouTube channels. So please do go and check out Astrology Motivation, where I go live daily with a general tarot card reading for you and a live chat for you to join in on. There's lots of other good content over there too. Here is where you will get many beautiful videos. I have over 2,000 on my channel right now. They are weekly messages that are zodiac sign specific, and they are energy readings. So please do apply them to the part of your life or the part of your natal chart that they resonate most in, because this is your reading. There's always an extended reading, and I hope that you will join me for that extended reading. I will attach the links to the top of the description box below as well. For your convenience, I will pin them to the top of the comment section as well, or you can go over to Vimeo and you can subscribe there, and then you won't need any of that. Let's get into the cards, guys. So the astrology this week, and yes, I do write it down because I forget so easily. It's kind of fun and extremely social. The sun is moving between 2 mutable signs. It starts in Sagittarius because we're just coming out of a beautiful new moon, and we will absolutely still feel the glorious confidence and electricity and kind of fortune, feeling fortunate, feeling optimistic about that new moon. And I think that there are some beautiful things that are going to come out of how amazing it makes us feel, not only because it is a new moon. New moons are always conjunct the sun, you know that, but it's trine to Jupiter. And then the moon gets to visit the beautiful conjunction between Mars and Venus, which is the beginning of this week. And that's an exceptional energy for confidence and having grace and elegance and knowing just what to say and being very romantic, but not in a dreamy way, in a way that you're still sort of wearing those rose-colored glasses and you feel very optimistic and determined and trust your instincts because they're way high. But it's also very active energy. So it's active as in getting things done, being like, it's just it's a time when you're going to have high energy where you will be able to be very productive, very creative, and very gracefully communicative, so that you can, and communication is like 80% of success, right? Being able to communicate your ideas to people and have them listen to you. So this is a beautiful couple of days in the beginning of the week to actually take advantage of this amazing energy that you are absorbing and be really interested. Now, this could work in the opposite way for us, in that it could get us transfixed by what other people say, which means that we could easily be sold something. So watch your spending habits, not because you shouldn't, not because there's a big red flag here, but because you may be a little too optimistic and a little bit too happy. There is going to be the challenge to stay grounded, which we will meet up with following the exit from the moon's exit from Sagittarius into Capricorn. And then we will be met with Pluto. And this is a real, like, very, moon conjunct Pluto is very psychic. It's almost like the mark of a psychologist. So there's a sense of digging deep down and getting to the heart of the motivations, our motivations for things. This could also give us some extraordinary insights into people. And remember, sometimes as Cancerians, and I'm not saying we're stupid, but I'm saying that intellectually is not where our genius lies. It is psychically. So you will get a lot of insights, what would I say, like over the weekend, about people's motivations for things, and you should use them and trust them in if you're strategizing for something or planning for something. This is really good energy to pay attention to. While that conjunction to Pluto happens, it's sextile to Jupiter. That means a huge expansion, maybe even a little too much Well, so much ability that it's going to take you time to process it, but the moon moves so quickly, you might not give yourself enough time to really process all that information or insight that you're getting. Find a time or find a way to record what you feel around that time and really be able to go back to it and work with it, because I think it's going to be very, like I said, productive insights. And then the moon moves into Aquarius and has to be conjunct at one point to Saturn, which is kind of a tough energy because they always butt heads, but it is stabilizing and embracing of, like, not feeling challenged by the rules or the system, but instead sort of having an insight into it. So if you have had to get important work done, this week would be really good for being able to dig in and have patience with that you normally do not have. And then of course the moon moves into Pisces, where it's just all over the place and it becomes conjunct to Neptune and Jupiter, and it could just be too much, too fast, too quick, but definitely joyous and abundant. So that might be a time to focus on pleasure and enjoying yourself. And as long as you have all the ducks in the row before then, could also mean great fortune by the end of the week. Really finding that your productivity has taken off and done something for you. Let's get into the cards. I'm going to show you what's already come out. Remember, guys, we're going to start off with right here, the current situation, which is where these cards fell out. And then if any cards fall out in the past, we know that whatever happened in the past directly impacts what's going on now. And then of course we'll get into the future. So this is Magic Works Through You. This is Cancerian energy. For those of you who did not know, in ancient Egypt, it wasn't the crab, but the scarab beetle that represented the Cancer zodiac sign. This is about transference from one part of life to another. It is definitely represented by the crab that skates along between the sand and the water, right? Two very different environments. The scarab beetle, as you know, goes between life and death, but it enters into life. So this is Cancerian energy. Magic works through you. Certainly, this is saying to us, you are creating something this week, and it is a very creative energy. So you are giving birth to something this week. Interesting, if some of you are pregnant, you will be having Sagittarius babies. It is coming into the world, if you are at that part of your pregnancy. But this is a sense of something new. It's not necessarily something new that's happening to you. It's something new that is pushing out through you. So you are definitely giving birth to something. Set healthy boundaries. This is a really important lesson, and this is why I named my channel what I did, Born Without Boundaries. This sense of, it's almost like you're fresh and new in this situation. So it's an exciting time, and because it's so exciting, you might have some difficulty setting boundaries. So this is our main goal this week, Cancerians, to dig down and make sure that we are rooted in what works for us and what doesn't, because it's so easy for us to get carried away and overpromise things to people, especially when we're creating something and when we're doing something. Do not overpromise. And I'm telling you, especially with that really, really optimistic and kind of luxurious energy that the moon will be absorbing from that Venus conjunct Mercury right after that beautiful new moon, there is a sense of, like I said, overspending. Now, it doesn't have to be overspending in terms of just your money, though it can be. And especially when it comes to investing in something that you are working on or bringing into the world, there is a sense that you are going to have to be very particular and work very hard to set ethical boundaries for yourself that protect you and what you really can do. Don't overpromise your partner too much of a percentage of your profits. Don't overpromise your children that you're going to do too many fun things when you know your budget doesn't provide for it. There's a sense of, yes, something new is coming into the world, but this is almost like the healthy parenting, like in that there's a sense of, yes, when something new comes into the world, the first thing that it needs is a boundary. The first thing that it needs is that system, that sense of, you know, what can and cannot happen in time. Everything is possible over time, but nothing happens all at once because we live a linear existence. So this is a call to arms for you guys, knowing that yes, something beautiful is coming into your life. It will be extremely important for you to start setting boundaries from it from the beginning, to keep it healthy, to keep it strong, to keep it productive, and to keep it something that you love. Let's get more cards. Yeah, so now let me step back a second and say this is exceptional energy, because it is a confirmation that something that you have been working on, something that you have been brewing and creating inside of you, is coming out into the real world. So let's just stop right now and say congratulations, Cancerians, because this is the week that something that you have been birthing, you get to hold it in your arms. That's an exciting moment, because that's what we would call a magical moment, because we don't count all the hard work before, right? We just now all of a sudden see something in front of us. I want you to discipline your excitement by remembering all the hard work. It's like as soon as you have the baby, and I understand that there's men watching. This is a metaphor. As soon as you have the baby, you forget all the pain and you just get washed away with that joy, and you just get so concerned about just like loving it. But it needs a bedtime. It needs a feeding schedule. You know, there's still hard work that's going to have to be done. And if you let that child take over, your world will soon become chaotic and crazy. Good parenting isn't just about brewing it inside of you. It is about being able to conduct it responsibly outside of you. And you are about to hold your baby this week. You are about to hold that thing that you have been working so hard on and sacrificing so much for. So this is an extremely exciting week, but instead of getting overwhelmed with excitement, I am asking you to prepare this for future abundance by making sure it has the foundation and making sure you have a firm foundation to continue to guide it. Do you know what I'm saying? That's what I said. It's like, if you're going to sign a contract this week, make sure you don't overpromise. Make sure you read that. You're not going to want to read it. You're going to be so excited that it's offered to you. That this is the kind of thing where I've been trying to get this business partner's attention for months, or I've been trying to get this house for months. I was afraid I wasn't going to get it. Oh, I just want to write. I just want to sign. I want to get it right now. But then what happens? Oh, 5 years in, you find out that this part of the insurance policy didn't fucking cover things because you signed too quickly and you didn't make sure you asked for what you needed. That's what I'm trying to say. This is going to be because you're going to be so excited, and because you really did work on this, and this is really your manifestation, you're going to be so excited that it's actually happening, because you've been rejected so many times. And especially if this is a new relationship. You've been rejected so many times, or it hasn't happened in so long. I just want to get there. I just want to do it. You don't have to rush. It's there. You did it. Stay in control of yourself in this situation. Hold firm to all the lessons that you've learned, because something about the moon, and I think it's when it's conjunct Venus and Mercury, Chiron is trining it, which means, you know what? You got here to this point in your life. You are being offered this wonderful opportunity. No. You are being given. No. You have earned this opportunity. Ain't nobody handing you fucking shit. And nobody would be asking you to sign a contract if they didn't already think what you had was valuable. You must stand firm in the fact that you are valuable and what your value is. And so make sure that you are your primary representative, or you are surrounded by trusted friends that will remind you of your value, so you don't rush in and give everything you worked for and all your value away to somebody else. Remember your value. Take the time to pause and remember your value this week so that you hold on to your value, maintain your value, and that lasts long term. And that's what's so wonderful about the fact that the moon is going to visit Saturn during this week, because it's very important for that grounding, stabilizing, head on your shoulders, practical, I have to remember my value kind of energy. That's going to be very necessary. Hold on a second. So we have Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So it could be over the weekend and into Monday. I would really review any kind of contracts, because you want to be grounded. No. That's Pluto. So let's get into, because it's going to rock your world. It's going to change your world. Let's get into Aquarius. So let's say Tuesday, Wednesday, this would be the best time to negotiate any contracts or really decide the scope of what you are promising, because that's when the moon will be most grounded and most dried up, and your emotions will be at their weakest, which means your brain can be at the strongest when that moon gets conjunct to Saturn. Very important. Very important. Anyway, we have lay a solid foundation. Word, you think. We have a lot of cards on the table to get through, because you see clearly, oh, and this is an Aquarius energy, and the moon will be in Aquarius when the moon is conjunct to Saturn. So this is very, very solid. It also means that friends or your community can help you lay a solid foundation sometimes if you're blindsided. Trust the people around you, and nothing is wasted. So make sure, this is almost making sure that you are economic and you do not waste your potential or this moment, that you see the value in things, you see it clearly. Somebody's going to clearly see your value. Lay a solid foundation with that, in that one way. I deserve this. I don't have to say thank you for noticing me, thank you for finding me, thank you for discovering me. No. You're welcome for creating what you know is valuable. This is my value, and I will retain my value. We have be here now, hummingbird. Be in this present moment and see the big picture. That means it's happening currently, but it's also going to expand. It's like, even though it's happening now, I want you to see how it could last out into the future. I want you to see the overarching, beautiful indications that there is growth and expansion potential here. There is always enough Piscean energy, which means there's an abundance of energy and knowledge and joy for this. Also, there's enough for everyone, a sense of abundance. That's all I can say. And then surrender now and trust in the magic, which means that yes, this is really happening to you. And yes, this is abundance that will last far reaching into the future. I think what the universe is saying in these cards is that it's setting you up for success. It's setting you up for being very particular and being very meticulous, and not getting into a situation where you're going to be in over your head, because it's going to surround you by what you need to really help you. And if at the very least you feel like you're about to go overboard, the point is you will feel it, right? The point is you will know it and be able to ask for help where you need it. So there remains this week a personal insight, which is what that Piscean energy is. A personal insight into your own mentality so that you can navigate the situations. Adjustments are required. Let's get into what, because this is the moon, and ironically, after the new moon, this is exactly where the moon will be. It will be half moon, it will be waxing crescent and half moon this week. So ultimately, this is almost like the negotiation period. Can you please give me more details into this, Spirit? Negotiations, how or what do you want me to know? Very fortunate. There's a lot of fortune here. So we have the Wheel of Fortune. So you're setting your karma. It's a fortunate time to create really good karma and also benefit from exceptional karma. Adjustments are required. How? Oh, shit. Oh, my God. Let's put it this way. You are worth way more than somebody is going to offer you. Oh, glad you found me, ain't ya? Mm-hmm. You are worth way more. than somebody was about to offer you. Negotiate up and stay in control of this situation, especially when you are like dealing with somebody who is very impressive and has a lot of power and has a lot of authority and has a big energetic presence in the room. Ultimately, that's you. Ultimately, you are, this is the house, this is Aries energy, the sense of self. You are so valuable this week. You need to understand that your value is extremely high and to negotiate that way up. Not asking for too much, but asking for something based on A, what you really need, and B, how hard you've really worked. This is an Aries energy. This could be a person, an Aries, that you actually meet and you actually get to talk to and confronts you and wants to work with you in whatever way they're wanting to work with you. We will get into those specifics in the extended, but there's a sense of this person is there's great valuation here. There's great abundance that is coming. Adjustments are required, maybe adjusting yourself up and not setting expectations, but like raising your prices. I guess is what I'm saying, is like you're worth a hell of a lot more than you think, or somebody is making you realize that you are worth a hell of a lot more than you think. Believe them. Don't let them set your value either. You always have to set your value. Let's get deeper into this because I want to know how this person is confronting you, how this person is, but you are adjusting. It's saying your life is about to level up. Let's go into the extended. I will see you guys there.